What drew me towards creative music making in my own teaching practice was, to be honest, the pandemic. I think that when music education, as I had known it, no longer was possible, I was really challenged to reflect on what the purpose of music education even was. Why was I doing what I was doing before the pandemic? And is that something that I want to be doing after, if there ever really is an after? Um, in reflecting on the purpose of music education and finding myself with more questions than answers, what I also found was that I had more room to experiment. So I had more room to try different things out, to let my students try different things out. And I discovered that that's actually a lot of fun and really, really valuable. So, what drew me to creative music making practice was an inability to do music as it always has been, and space, time, and energy and creativity from my students to experiment with something new. How might creative music making help access and center the music, listening, and sounding practices that my students bring to the classroom? Well, I think as teachers, one of our biggest jobs is to get out of the way of students learning. And that is not a concept that I've come up with myself, but that a very respected colleague of mine has shared with me in the past. And I just think it's such a great phrase. And get out of the way of the students learning. Creative music making helps us make room for the students, and it helps us step back as their teachers. What are my hopes for music education for my students and for the broader practice? Well, I would really love for more people to experience the joys of music making. My hope is that all students feel able to engage fully and stretch themselves in music at a high level, and not just those who have been traditionally successful and often with the support with private lessons or external programs. I feel like everybody should be able to experience music at its most wonderful form. And my hope is that we move away from the misconception that music education that creative music education compromises the quality of the children's musical experiences. I don't think that's true. I think in actuality, creative music education enhances it. And so that's something that I want to explore more, and that I hope as a teaching practice, as a broader practice, that we're able to explore and experiment with together as well.